Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here with the Fast Lane Car, and we have a very special mashup for you. That is a 2002 Volkswagen Passat Generation 5.5. And that is a 2017 Volkswagen Passat Generation 8. Now we're going to answer a couple questions, one of which is, how far has technology come in the past 15 years on the same car? And are you getting your money's worth? Now you may notice that this actually has a longitudinal setup here, but it's still going to the front wheels, and this is a 1.8 liter turbocharged engine. 5 valves per cylinder, 20 valves altogether. And it puts out 170 horsepower and 166 pound-feet of torque. And it's capable of getting 19 miles per gallon city and 28 miles per gallon highway. It's hooked up to a 5-speed automatic, once again, feeding the front wheels. And this baby's got over 150,000 miles on it, which isn't too bad considering that averages 10,000 miles a year, which is below the regular average of 12 to 15,000 miles. So still seems to run pretty strong. One of the most obvious differences between these two cars is the amount of technology that's crammed into this one. Now remember, back in 2002, Apple, iPhones, smartphones, Bluetooth, all of these things were not really around. So there's no reason for that car to have it. There are other things that this vehicle has that are, optional and are really helpful. Rear traffic assist, which is a great system. It helps you when you're pulling out of a parking space to see whether or not someone is coming to slam into your butt. There's blind spot monitoring. I wanted to talk to you just for a second about the Volkswagen Passat and its past power plants before I get to this one. Think about it this way. This thing has had, at one point in time, a W8, not a V8, a W8, a VR6, 4 cylinders, 5 cylinders, turbo diesels, all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, lots of different types of transmissions, including dual clutch. You name it, it's been in a Passat at one point in time or another, which is pretty interesting. And what else is interesting is the fact that this baby puts out 170 horsepower, which is the same as that. Isn't that crazy? And they're both 1.8 liter turbocharged engines. But this one is direct injected, and this one puts out 184 pound-feet of torque. So it's a much torquier power plant. It also is capable of getting better gas mileage, which in this car is 23 miles per gallon city and 34 miles per gallon highway, which is, well, significantly better. I'll tell you one thing that does wake me up is the ability to fly around corners. And while this vehicle feels a lot lighter on its toes than the old 2002, I like the steering feel in the old 2002 better than this one. The weight in this steering is just fine, but the older one actually feels a little bit more connected. Overall power delivery, this vehicle is better. It's a big whoosh of turbo power, and once it kicks in, your wheels can easily break free. There is turbo lag. Both vehicles have it. Obviously the old Passat has much more noticeable turbo lag. Now here's something really crazy, and we had to double check our figures, but it comes out to, this weighs 60 pounds more than the larger current model Passat, which kind of freaked me out because I kept thinking, no, it's going to be lighter because it's smaller, and it is a great deal smaller. So I guess the best way to figure out what the real difference is in terms of practical applications and real world driving is to take these to the track and do a little drag race.
You're going down, man!
No, I'm going to win.
Okay, come on, old girl. We're at a mile above sea level, but I have a turbo, he's got a turbo.
All right, so a little bit of pressure. 3, 2, 1, go. Wow, there's turbo lag, but I think his is worse than mine. Oh yeah. Yes, I love winning.
Oh, I had a lot of lag. New technology is victorious, I guess.
Well, I'm lighter and I got more torque and better rubber.
Oh, no.
Now, passenger space isn't too bad in the back. Andre's been driving this and I fit behind here with plenty of room for my legs. But there is something to be said about the headroom. My head hits if I sit straight up, and if I slouch, well then everything's all right, I suppose. But when I try to get out of the vehicle, I have this area here which slopes down an awful lot, and it's really easy to catch you when you try to get in and out. Shoulder room's also not that great either. I don't think more than 2 people could fit back here who are large. The trunk, by the way, is 15 cubic feet, and this area, well, 95 cubic feet. Well, right off the bat, I can tell you that there's a lot more leg room. It's actually almost 4 inches, so that's nice. Also, heated seats as an option. That is very nice. One of the things that I noticed altogether, now, interior room in this vehicle is 102 cubic feet, as opposed to 95 with the old one. But the headroom is still at a little bit of a premium. Granted, it's better than it used to be, but I'm still bumping my head when I sit straight up. And yes, indeed, this still sort of encumbers my ability to get in and out without whacking myself. The trunk is also larger. It's 15.9 cubic feet. Now, here's a weird part of this whole thing. We discovered that the new Passat is around 6.5 inches longer than the old Passat. The new one is around 3.5 inches wider than the old Passat. It has a higher roofline. It is a larger car altogether, yet it is lighter. It's kind of strange. And the other thing is that recently Volkswagen refreshed the front end and the rear end. I think it's relatively attractive. It looks a little bit more aggressive, but unless you have it next to a 2015 model, it's really hard to tell the difference. Regardless, I actually like the styling of the old Passat. And as a matter of fact, my favorite Passat is the wagon version of that vehicle right there. So one of the questions was, are you getting more for your money with the modern Passat over a 15-year-old Passat back when it was being built? And the answer is yes. You're getting a lot more tech for your money. You're actually getting a lot more car physically for your money. You're also getting a faster car and a more efficient car for your money. I hope you enjoyed this unusual mashup. For the Fastlane Car, this is Nathan Adlin. Don't forget to go to tflcar.com for news, views, and real-world reviews. See you next time.